What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. And we are, of course, back with another Lapeef video. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it.
Hello. Everything's good. How are you all?
We're doing good. About
What's up, my friend? How you feel?
I'm good. Y'all have an outstanding show going on tonight. It's outstanding. It's just ladies. I gotta tell y'all something. A lady is a lady amongst everyone. So the femininity question that's just what it is. A femininity is a woman being a lady. And it's not having the last word. It's not the ego. You guys have some serious egos. Y'all got to...
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Because I wasn't ready for her to go right into this. Whoa. Okay? I just have to say whoa. This I don't know who this woman is. We're going to have to find that out together. But just off the bat, how she just jumps right into it. You know, no chaser, just like, let me tell y'all something that's going on. And especially because she's older than the women that are on the panel, this just sounds good. I love her tone. I love her delivery. She hasn't even finished talking yet, and I'm already, like, so tuned into what she has to say.
And y'all gotta stop. I promise you. Now, well, let me ask this question. I don't know how old you all are, but if you want to be married and you're over 30, you need to check yourself. I'm sorry. Y'all are beautiful women, but you're getting it wrong.
Wow.
All the fighting that you all do, gotta have the last word, can't hear. That's not what men want. Not in a marriage relationship. It's not. Because women, ladies, are given a certain amount of wisdom in a relationship with a man. And they think differently from us. You may be right all day, every day, but if you cannot convey that message, you lost.
Again, if you guys have seen another video that I talked about this, you know, there's literally a saying, like, you can have your right and give it away. And it's so very true. People have this misconception that, you know, your man always has to be right, or he always has to be, you know, completely perfect in everything that he's saying. Everything that he's saying has to be true, and you have to agree with it. That's not true. That's not true. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it, it's your delivery and how it's said, it's how the message comes across. Because if your tone is raised, if you're at a certain level, he's already not listening, right? He's already checked out of the conversation. You already lost, like she just said. So it is how the message is conveyed to your partner. It's that respect. That's the number one thing, is respect. And I find it very, very interesting that as she's talking, no one can, you know, make direct eye contact. We have, like, the smiling, the laughing, the this, the that. Because at the end of the day, when a woman is speaking, so especially somebody older than you, it doesn't take anything off of you to just sit there and to listen to what she's saying. You know, you can either take everything that she's saying for face value. If it's not working for you, if it's something that you don't agree with, put it in your back pocket, give it to somebody else, or use it one day. You know what I'm saying? But just the kind of disregard for her speaking, I think that also speaks volumes to the point that she's making, that maybe it's striking a nerve because they feel the truth that's coming through.
Hear me. You have lost. You could be totally right. Kayla, everything you're saying may be absolutely right. And Anton might need a whole 24 hours to think about it and come back and say, you know what? Maybe she has a point. But if you can't allow him to have his place to think about it as a man, then you're wrong.
Wow.
You are wrong. I hate to say it, ladies, but it's true. And if y'all want to be married, you got to check that. You cannot have the last word with these men. And if you think you can turn it on and off, meaning Anton's on the platform, but when I get home with my man, I'm different. That's not true.
That's a good one. I love that. I love that this woman is, she's speaking facts, okay? If you want to be upset, that's up to you, but she's speaking facts. And that's I think the point that's trying to be made across the board is that it is not something that you can turn on and off. You have to literally live and walk that in your everyday life. That means if you go to a bank teller, you're not, quick to fly off the handle with her, not at the grocery store, not at the gas station, because if you have that energy that you're walking around with all the time, how are you going to differentiate that with your partner? She is she's saying it. She's saying all the things that need to be said because it's so very true.
You're the same person.
Mm.
You are. But y'all are beautiful. And if you want that kind of life, you want to be married, you got to check it. Now, getting back to the pick me and the ladies with the ladies been talking shit about each other for the longest, especially if they think there's one in the crowd that's winning. Mm-hmm. The woman that's winning, y'all are putting her down, talking shit, trying to sleep with her man, and you know it. You've been doing it forever. That's why you don't have girlfriends. That's exactly why. That's what women do. That's what y'all do. It's true. If a whole bunch of girls get together, 2 or more, somebody's and one's winning. I mean, winning, got a great guy, have a good relationship, kind of putting her out there by herself. No, I'm being with my man tonight. She trying to get at him before so long. It's just how y'all operate. It's true. It's true. Now, it's just true. I know it. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Hopefully, we can get over it. Now, on the flip side of that, some of these pick-me's are red flags. I don't believe them. They're not genuine, and they're just trying to get a man. So you're right about that, Kayla. I agree with that also. I do. But to go on with the statement of the pick-me just to do all this to get a man, men do need women, and women do need men. So that's the pushback. Women hate for men to say they don't need them, but I believe they do. I just think that some of it is a little bit of manipulation and, just now on YouTube, a talking point. So
I like that she said that about the whole, pick me thing, and some women are trying to get a man and stuff like that. What I don't understand about that is, you're not anybody in any talking space. You're going to have people who are not being as genuine, not being as real, just talking the talk, but in real life, they're not walking the walk. You are going to have that in any aspect of life. Literally anywhere. The same way we have, people singing about, I don't cook, I don't clean, but then when you see them in real life at home, they are cooking and cleaning. So in any aspect, you're going to have people not living up to the message that they're trying to convey or the things that they're saying. That is true. However, regardless, that message is something that needs to come across. Bottom line, that is a message that needs to be spoken about women respecting men, giving the men the honor that they deserve, how to relate yourself in a relationship, your femininity and how important it is to be feminine and move within your feminine energy. All of these things are important to talk about. Now, if you feel as though people are not being authentic or they're not being this or that or whatever the case is, you're entitled to your opinion. But what is it going to do for you to talk about that person? You just have to be authentically yourself, right? But then we also have to know that some people being authentically themselves and telling other women, you can, girl, do you, girl, you could do you. It's okay. And somebody's gonna check for you. Somebody's gonna like you. Somebody's gonna want to be with you. You're preaching that as a woman to another woman, but she's not gonna get any of the results. And you yourself might get results, but she may not. So I think that the conversation is something that needs to be had. I think the whole conversation of, like I said, about femininity and all of these things, they need to be at the forefront. Because we have so many people talking about the other side of the spectrum. So many people talking about, all types of stuff. What a man have to do? He got to buy you a Birkin bag. If he ain't buying you a Birkin bag, you don't need to deal with him. All of these things are already pushed. So if people come and talk about, the other side of the spectrum, it's necessary. I don't think it's even a point to even talk about people who are trying to get a man or this and that, because even the women who were talking about the other women who were doing this to look better than them or look better than other women to get a man, even the other women who were saying those things are still trying to get a man. So I don't even get that. Isn't that the whole point? Isn't it a whole thing that everybody is trying to get into a relationship and be married and be happy? And two, one thing that I really like about what she said, if you want to be married. And I think that's very important, because if you just want to date, if you just want to be like a serial dater, dating different kind of men, experiencing different lifestyles with different men, these conversations aren't even for you. Because you could just keep doing the same thing that you're doing. Because men will give you attention, yeah. Men will sleep with you, yeah. Will they marry you? That's a different question. So the women who are willing to do the work to try to understand the perspective of a man, that's what these conversations are for.
You think that we need women?
I do. I do think you need women. Not for survival purposes. I mean, y'all can build.
In a general sense.
I think that's the way you were made. I think that for me, I go back to the godly principles. We were made to be together, and that's my thoughts.
So I mean, but if we translated it into real life, everyday scenarios, right?
Okay.
Why do we need women?
For me, Anton, it still goes back to the way we think, the way you think. I think in order to be complete in your manhood, you need a woman.
You think so?
I do. Otherwise, what are you doing? What makes you the leader if it's only a bunch of men?
That's true.
Well, the thing about it is that
I agree with her. I agree with what she's saying, because it's a balance, right? If you guys saw that post I put on my Instagram, you saw that post that I put, it was here on my page as well. It's a balance that's necessary. And that's the thing. If you want to talk about survival purposes, that's an entirely different conversation. But she literally said, let's take survival out of it. I do think that we need each other. We are a balance for each other. We're necessary for each other. So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that as well. I like the point that she made. If you're a leader, who are you going to lead if it's all men around you, right? Like, the balance is necessary. So I agree.
See, when I say we think we need a woman, I'm talking about being in a relationship or a marriage with a woman.
Okay.
Right? I think it's a nice to have. I think that it adds value, but it's like anything else, right? I was going to be awesome whether I was married or not.
Well, okay. Hold on a second. I agree with what Anton just said about, in terms of, yes, having women around, but necessarily like, owning up a woman, that's like wrong terms. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, having a girl that's yours, like your girl, having a, actual relationship or a marriage. I think men, if it's just about having encounters with different women all the time, or many women, men will be okay. And that's very, very true. That's very, very true. But to actually be in a relationship or be with a marriage with a woman, I think that's definitely by choice.
Don't fulfill a purpose whether I was married or not. And so, my drive to be successful and to add value into this world, which is to, leave it in a better space had I not been here, was the thing that I was going to do regardless of whether or not I was going to align with a woman or not. It had no bearing on me whatsoever.
So does that only apply, Anton, for men?
Yes.
Okay, so women don't have purpose outside of men.
I think that women's purpose largely, and I'm speaking for the majority, I'm not speaking for the anomaly. There's always going to be some people that fall outside of that box. But I think that largely women's purpose on this earth is to support the men.
But do they have purpose?
Men's purpose is to conquer, build, and to take over the world. And women's purpose is largely tied to the men that they align themselves with.
Anton,
everything revolves around us. Everything.
I do agree with what you're saying, and I do think that you would have been fine on your purpose. I just think that having a wife and being in a marriage relationship made you better.
I agree. I don't think that. Listen, I agree with you that it probably did make me better. I don't disagree, not one bit. But my point is, but it goes back to the original question. I don't need a woman.
No, I don't. No, not for survival. I don't think either gender needs for survival, but I think they operate in completeness when they're together.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. They operate best when they're together and they understand their roles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, that's again, it's the balance, literally, of nature. Like, a man, that masculine energy with that female energy, you put that together, what happens? A lot of things are reproduced out of that. Children, visions, plans, greatness, all of these things. So yeah, it's definitely necessary. Um, I just, the only thing I do feel is just that for survival, um, if you want to talk about like for survival, women do need men. That's what I.
And it actually fulfills the total purpose of us being here when they're together. I do agree with you. Now, Kayla, I see so many similarities. I used to say the same thing that you just said. Is my only purpose to be married? I used to hate that. But I had to pray about that, and I definitely had to learn my husband and my role and all of that for it to make sense to me. But it's bigger than that. When you are in a marriage relationship, the purpose of being a wife is greater. It's more than just cooking and cleaning. And also, you kind of fit in that relationship where you're needed. You know, it goes further than that. If you need to be the financier, you are that person. But you and your husband, you come up with that plan. You know, you kind of become one, and you decide, or you all both decide together where you fit. It could be so many different things. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I know people see it such a narrow thing as being just cooking and cleaning. Your husband could be the chef. You may not ever have to cook. That may be where he feels good.
That's true.
You may be the person that, well, some say the idea person, and you have the closer. You may be the closer. That could be where you fit in that relationship. It's not that simple. It's who you mate with.
Yes.
So that would be your purpose. It's all about finding and getting it right that one time, though. And you can't do that with resistance.
Exactly. You cannot do that with resistance. And I said this before in a different conversation. It's about being moldable, because as much as you can do the work, you can be as feminine, you can be as beautiful, sexy, attractive, all of these things. But if you get with a man and you cannot get on the same page with him, it's not going to work, because you need to be able to be moldable for that man. Because you can be moldable in one relationship and then get with another man and have a whole bunch of resistance, and it's not going to work. So it's not being so hard, right? Not being so tough on the outside. Like, it's okay. We're women and we're more emotional, and that's completely fine. You know, it's hard for women to say that. They want to say, oh, well, that's not true because men are emotional. No, it's okay. It's okay that we are viewed as the weaker vessel in certain aspects. That's our power. That's our strength. That's how we can have compassion, love for one another, for children, that caring nature. That's completely fine. It's necessary. Again, it's the balance that is necessary. So, exactly, you can be in a relationship and you don't cook. And he cooks because he loves to cook, and you do other things. But it's just being able to be on the same page, being able to be cooperative with your spouse. That's the number one thing.
Humbling thing to be married. It's no longer about you.
Hey, security boss.
Hey,
you look like you got a podcast. Where can we find you at?
You know what? I've managed to have 3 since the last time I talked to you all. But right now it's Security Boss Unsolicited, and I also have a Rich Auntie. My Rich Auntie podcast is for those basically 30 and under. I'm getting to that next generation who wants to be married. And Anton, they don't think the black culture is trash. They want to be married.
There's so much trash.
It is. They realize it, but they're trying to turn it around. I'm dealing with influencers.
Burn it. You can't turn it around. You got to burn it and start over.
Well, we're doing our best, but I'm talking to them because if they have a lot of influence, then they can speak to a lot of other people, a lot of young people, and we can make a difference.
Yeah.
I got you.
But you see what we old folks are doing, right?
I love you. I think that you're one of the most awesome people ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're dope. I absolutely adore you. You know that.
Thank you. So, JR, I have something to say to you. And I've been fighting with this because I don't want this to come off wrong. But your last thing about overstepping boundaries, and I pray that this lands in the right place. But I even wrote it down. So listen to this. I want to tell you, JR, your silence is powerful. Don't allow anyone to pull you out of it. And I hope that finds you in a good place.
Okay.
And I hope I didn't overstep my boundaries.
Oh, no, you're good. All right. Personal.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing, actually, but I want you to think about it.
Yeah. I can't make no promises. I mean, I might turn up every now and then. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, sometimes that's necessary because you are the man in charge. So just think about what I'm saying. You're very powerful. You're very powerful in your silence. And it's kind of one of those things when you allow someone to pull you out, it's just you become equal and you're not equal.
All right, I'm going to sleep on that one. I appreciate that.
All right. That was actually a really good comment. And just from watching a couple of I know exactly what she's talking about. So I think that's interesting that she even, thought to even bring that insight. But you already know, guys. Guys, you already know. After she just explained herself and talked this way, what can we guess is going to come next from Rivah TV? We're going to go find her content. We're going to go react to some of her content. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.